shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports. Detroit's winning sports network. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the Heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We are live at 5 Iron Golf. We are in downtown Detroit, inside the Cambria Hotel. This place, D-Mac, incredible. You hear me do the commercials, 13 TrackMan simulators, the full bar, the whole bit. But D-Mac, above that, and I did want to talk about this, and 5 Iron Golf is a good gateway to that. By the way, jump into the discussion on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe. You can get in the chat thread at subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast. But D-Mac, being down here, my first job in media was at the Detroit Free Press, which the building was literally across the street. I parked in front of the building.
Next door at DIV.
Yeah, absolutely. It was literally across the street. And I remember, D-Mac, when I used to come down here, and we've talked about this for a long time, right? The city of Detroit. These are the establishments that I'm talking about. This 5 Iron Golf, the Cambria Hotel, being downtown, this goes a long way in making Detroit a quote-unquote real city. And I'm from here, so I can talk about that intimately. Things like this, D-Mac, these types of establishments, this is what makes Detroit on the comeback. This is what makes Detroit a real city. Like all the other big cities we go on vacation to, this is another step towards that.
Well, it is. We talk a lot about how the spotlight has been turned more to the city, because you just look at SummerSlam with the WWE, all the people it's brought in. You look at the championship games, and you look at the draft that's coming up. But it takes initiative by companies like 5 Iron Golf, who started in Manhattan and have grown out, but knowing what is needed for the people.
They sought Detroit out.
They
sought Detroit out of 5 Iron Golf.
That's what I love, because now it's making it a place to go for all the events. You know how we always, you look at it like, I see it like Indianapolis. How you always look at Indianapolis. They always get, the tournaments and stuff
cool
like that.
Stuff.
The cool stuff like that. Well, why? Because as I hear from all the media people or whatever, well, they can facilitate it, right? That's the question about here. Well, this is part of facilitating. What I love, my question is the first thing I said, is this is like the ultimate man cave down here or whatever. But I said, this would be cool to have a studio down here to be able to broadcast or whatever, be a part of the city with all the sports and everything else. So, I mean, this feels more comfortable than anything else, but it's the initiative, like I said, of the 5 Iron people and building relationships like with us at Woodward Sports, just to show people that there's so much to do. Like before this, you, me, and Gentry, and even Parker was out there. I don't know what Parker was doing. We got to work on his game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be a battle.
Well, I saw the morning show. The people in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread are talking about the morning show game or lack thereof. That was embarrassing. Yeah. That was embarrassing to the network. I watched it play out. And D-Mac, I'm ashamed.
Well,
I'm ashamed, but don't worry. We'll rescue it.
You know how you lord over the people up in Washington Township from the hill?
On a clear day, you can see the Rensen, as a matter of fact.
That's sort of where you're at in the media golf game. We're at the top.
Yes,
so, I mean,
we are.
We're
lording over everybody.
Just be compassionate.
I need to learn that from you.
Thank you.
Daniel Justice Jr., the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe, jump in there, get your thoughts in there. He says Neal and D-Mac will show the morning show how to hit a golf ball. We did already. We did the due diligence.
You know what?
We 100%. That's no problem.
I'm a little stiff. I had the league last night playing the golf. The ribs are still broke, so I'm still searching for the club face. But you were hitting them nice.
Yeah, I was. That's how we work.
Yeah.
Green eggs and ham. Ham and eggs,
baby.
man.
Let's go.
Ham and eggs. We got each other all the time. No, and look, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Steve says, guys, come on. No one's going to vacation in Detroit. And Steve, I'm not saying like it's like a magic it's like a magic pill and boom, everything's fixed. Here's what I am talking about, Steve. Corporations, national corporations, 5-iron golf. These are the kinds of things that add logs to that fire. Steve, I'm not saying it's fixed, man. I'm not saying it's Chicago here. I'm not saying that. But these are the types of establishments, like when we do the Reeds Forum and stuff like that, like support the things that support your city. It's deeper than golf. It's deeper than drinking bourbon. Not for me. That's usually all it takes for me. But it's deeper than all that, guys. What this stuff represents. That's all. I just want to make that point. Not going to, spend a whole segment on it. I think it's cool, D-Mac, because as you come down here, you see more and more. It looks like a real city. That's it.
No, it is. It is. And places like this just show that are standing behind it, not just talking about it, but being about it. So it's cool to see, in our lifetime and stuff. And you've seen it before when Joe Louis was here and everybody to come down, but you had to go to certain places and, get shuttled everywhere. Now this makes it more where you can sort of walk around. And like you even said, brings back the history of where you had your first job.
And there was nothing. When there was like the Anchor Bar. That was it. That was the only place that you went. So it is cool to see.
Shout out Anchor Bar.
Shout out Anchor Bar. Absolutely. Lots of memories in that place. Casey. Can't wait for Big D keeping that JMO slappy energy. No backtracking. You all owe Sam an apology.
For what?
Because a guy pulled a hamstring?
Yeah. Because he's out. He's still got it.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it, everybody. Don't you worry. We'll get into it. There's a very confrontational feel from the WoodwardSports.com chat thread this morning. But don't worry. We'll get into it. We always do. And we are going to chop it up. It's going to be Lions heavy, as you might figure. A bit of a blow for interest's sake to the game this weekend. Now, you guys, I heard the morning show talk about it. Not a lot of starters, if any, are expected to play against Jacksonville. So certainly that changes some things as far as what one might expect to see. And D-Mac, all it does, you and I touched on this yesterday, all it does is just further that I have preseason fatigue. I have training camp fatigue. Let's just stop this and go play real football.
Well, but we got to wait to get there. So you're going to just have to change how you watch it. And so what you're watching for is who are guys that can come in that maybe play spot roles.
Right.
Right. So you got to just prepare to watch it differently. And your excitement shouldn't wane. You can just put it on hold. Just understand that. You're not going to get what you wanted. I mean, last week I was sure I'm not the only one that when they shot Jared Goff on the sideline in his T-shirt that was disappointed that he wasn't going to play a series, but I understand that. So again, trust in Holmes and trust in Campbell, and they have a plan. So number one is whatever Scotty Bowman used to be, especially come playoff time, is like, I don't care if you practice or do whatever, as long as when the puck drops at 7:30, you're ready to go. So you had to learn as a professional.
I love that.
What made you get ready? Me too.
That's why I love the pros.
Me too.
You do what you got to do to get ready to do what you do, and I don't care what it is, as long as you perform.
And what did we hear from DeMontre Moore, who joined us, that had played for Dan Campbell or whatever? He treats his players like men, right? Has conversations. As much as we didn't understand Scotty Bowman, he did treat us and allow us to be men and grow as men. So I see a lot going on, and that's going into the preseason. Because look what happened yesterday in practice, right? And we'll talk about Jameson Williams not playing the rest of preseason, or we won't see him till what does it mean into the season. But with Amon-Ra, like that, I guess I look at the bright side. Well, okay, then if you're not playing, then you don't get hurt. Right. So,
yes.
And I'm waiting for that first game against Kansas City. And the bottom line, we don't want to have what ifs of, if we would have only had this guy or this guy was healthy or whatever. No, we want to be fresh no matter what it is, even if there is a tad rust.
Rack in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread.
Rack.
Sorry I'm late today. The morning show's lateness threw off my entire morning.
Look at Sam, the virus, the virus has already infected the morning show. Now that it's official.
Real cream of wheat. Big D Energy in the morning show just need to get equal treatment to the Final Word show. Well, that's never going to happen around here.
No, and as long as
they're the franchise,
as long as the morning show takes it on the chin harder than we do, then it's all good.
Then it's all good, exactly. So that's never going to happen. I appreciate the sentiment.
You can't be fired up with that golf swing, bro. You got to be at least like something else. And Sam can't bail you out. I mean,
Yeah.
there's duck bowling around the corner. Maybe you guys want to go down there and try to own something.
Maybe they should open a Major Magics in downtown Detroit. Yeah.
Oh, there's some shuffleboard, but no, you guys aren't Barthlete enough for that.
No, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the morning show is just getting worn out about the golf game.
Well, then
for
be better,
sure.
morning show.
Yeah. We got BMG, Big Mike Gentry. You guys, if you missed the news yesterday, BMG will be joining the show permanently here on the audio side. We got Parker, not Meadows, here as well on the ones and twos. Who, you know Parker. They bring him in. He's the heavy hitter, so typically he is on the final word. He's slumming it here today on Big D Energy. I'm sure he'll take a shower after he's done working on this show and get ready and go. For what? I'm sure he will. I'm sure it's beneath him to be here.
Why are you sure that today's the day?
Yeah.
Why are you sure today's the day?
Well, the guys on the final word probably require it. They're like,
is it the odds?
No, like the guys on the final word are probably like, hey, Parker, you were on that afternoon show? Why don't you go bathe? Here's the keys to one of the suites upstairs in the Cambria Hotel. Why don't you go bathe yourself?
I wondered why everybody walked through that other door before they go and do that show. It's
Yes.
to get the stank off, right?
100%.
Okay, now I see it.
Yeah. So they're going to require him to go bathe himself. But that's fine. He's got a little break in between. He can go take care of that and be ready to
River,
go.
that'll clean you up.
Yeah. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. That guy 62. I was told the Tigers are looking to make a push, which I hear, right? Like, oh, they beat the Twins and won a series. I look, and oh, my God, they're 8 games behind like they always are.
I know. Hats off to Torque, though. Somebody hit 20.
Yes, he did.
21.
Thank
Riley
God.
Green with his OPS and stuff.
I'm going to have a Riley Green question for everybody later.
I like it, but isn't it nice to see it now? Because what do we ask of Torkelson? We know that the talent's there. It's the consistency. So
don't chase it with a 3 for 42. But again, Torkelson, it was a free roll this year for me, even through the struggles. D-Mac, I'm consistent about that. I said, hey, you had a lot of your minor league at bats stripped away. You get through the season, then figure it out, see where you're at. And yes, that's the biggest step I'm looking for. Like, we know the power's there. We see the power. Now it's about not hitting 215. Now it's about not going 3 for 40 after you have a good series. So that's the next step, D-Mac.
When you ask the Riley Green question, I also have a Tigers question for you.
So we're going to squeeze a Tiger segment out of this because I have a proposal for you, the people. And it's something that good teams do. So I want to see maybe if, I don't know, the Tigers can kind of go into those same waters. And I want to run it by you guys to see what you think. But we do have a ton of Lions stuff to get into as well. We have a Red Wing segment, too. The people asked for it, D-Mac. And I've got a question for Red Wings people, i.e. you, that I'm going to ask you. And it's no different than the question I asked the Michigan football fans. But it concerns the Red Wings. So we're going to set some things in stone. There is a lot of stuff to get to. Your thoughts as well in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. But let me tell you about Planet Fitness. That's right, everybody. Planet Fitness. You know the deal. $1 down, $10 a month for access to your home club. That's cool. The Black Card, $24.99 a month. You get access to over 2,400 Planet Fitnesses worldwide. That's cool, too. But here's the deal, guys. Planet Fitness is everything you need in a gym. How do I know? I've been a member for 3 years. I go in there. I get my work done. It's got everything. Tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights, all of that as well. It's all in there for you to do. They're everywhere. It's very, very easy. Go to planetfitness.com. You can join there or just pull in the parking lot. You pass a couple on the way home. It's Planet Fitness, Mr. Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
at work, and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like a landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Off and running here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're live at 5 Iron Golf in downtown Detroit, inside the Cambria Hotel, right across the street from the Detroit News Building, right next door to WDIV Studio, so right in the heart of downtown. Beautiful establishment they have set up here. D-Mac and I got the Major Magics vibe when I was a kid walking in here, D-Mac.
Oh, yeah?
I loved it.
Nice.
I loved it, man. It's awesome here. So, again, something to do in downtown Detroit, everybody. It's like a real city down here. And 5 Iron Golf is doing their part. Certainly, there is no question about that. But, no, we're sitting here. We're chopping it up. We'll show you the golf swing later. We got some embarrassing footage that we have to overcome from the morning show and their golf swings. It was pretty rough to see. I'm not going to let that lie. I am going to get it out there. Lions, Jaguars. I did want to take this, D-Mac, just real quick, a couple seconds. Good friend of mine passed away that I did television for Oakland University, did some national college basketball. Dan Waterstrat, Catholic Central product as well, local guy. Played college basketball at Rutgers, transferred into Oakland University. So I just want to extend my condolences to his family, his wife Claire, 2 young kids, gone way too soon. And, D-Mac, it's one of those things, just real quick, had a conversation with them like 6 days ago. And he's gone. So I'm just telling you guys this, man, because it made me think yesterday, it made me think today, throughout the grind of your day and all the things, you're responsible for and all that kind of stuff. It just kind of reset that to me because I'm no different. I get the same way. We don't have to do those things. We get to do those things.
Yeah,
That's
sometimes this is just a big slap in the face.
Yeah.
As far as how precious life is and how short it is. And so it's unfortunate. I think a lot of us can relate to what you're going through. I think everybody, especially sends condolences to anybody who's dealing with stuff like this. But, maybe that just, the term don't sweat the small stuff, and appreciate and live out of gratitude. This is where it is. So, tough time for everybody.
So rest in peace to my good friend Dan Waterstrat. You'll be missed for a lot of reasons, but you certainly will be missed. Detroit Dabber 313. I'm headed to Indiana for a funeral this very weekend. I feel you, Neal, and I appreciate all the well wishes. And I'm okay. I look at 2 young kids, a beautiful wife, and their world is turned upside down forever. Will they? I don't know. But I didn't want to run the show into the ground or anything like that. It's just something I felt like needed to be said. That's the message.
Amen.
So, Lions, Jaguars this weekend, preseason game number 2. And D-Mac, I've noticed a shift with the preseason with the NFL, with preseason games. Again,
is that because there's one less?
There's one less for sure, but I've noticed the importance of them, in particular preseason games, has almost kind of taken a back seat because you look at the Detroit Lions right now, there'll be no Jared Goff again. There'll be a lot of starters out there. D-Mac, have we crossed a bridge with preseason games where with the dual workout, the scrimmage workouts all week, it seems to me like that's the juice now. Well, that's where the work gets done.
Yeah, it seems like that's where coaches are turning, and maybe that's the next level because you can get to see what you need to see. And unfortunately for us who are frothing for football, that want to see our best guys, that doesn't seem the way it is. Now, the good thing is that they have open practices where fans can go sometimes, and that might be more of a priority. And then you see the excitement around here, with people that showed up and how loud it was even at practice.
Right.
We saw the exhibition. But I think I think we're smart enough, even as excited, to look at it and go, okay, so what are we watching then? Right? Oh, okay, so we get to see Teddy Bridgewater, right? That's cool. Right, we get to see Brian Branch again. Can he be consistent in the backfield? Can we see some of these younger guys? Can we see the linebacker crew and Jack Campbell, who needs to get reps? I'm sure that he would be out there. If it's some of the older guys or it's some of the guys that you don't want to burn out, you can see where the plan is. I have no problem when it's sort of laid out. This is the why, whether I agree with it or not. I trust that they're the right guys to making the decisions. So if that's it. Now, I'm not worried about Jared Goff because it's the same thing as we were talking about at the beginning is what do you need to do to be ready to go for game one? And I trust in him and Ben Johnson and whatever it is, and Mark Brunell, the quarterback's coach, to get the job done, to be 100% prepared. That's a luxury position to be in because he's a veteran guy.
Right. Yeah, so. And it is. It's just that there's just so much less value. And again, when I see the media, they can't get enough of the joint practice. And our people are out there, and the national people are out there, and tweets are flying, and reports are being made, and everybody's discussing it. And all the Lions are killing the Giants. All the Giants, they bounce back here this afternoon. They got back in the mix with it. And then, the game for Lions fans, I guess, was cool because of the ending, and they won, and you're there rooting for the jersey or whatever. But D-Mac, I'm not going to lie to you, man. For Saturday's game against Jacksonville, they just drove a lot of the excitement I had for it just right into the ground, man. They did, for real. I'm just being honest.
No, but then it could for you because you thought they were going to warm the car up and take a few.
Just go around the block.
They're going to take different laps, though.
Yeah,
but this could be a luxury too. I mean, it's sort of when you're talking about sometimes when guys get injured or go down earlier, then you can adjust quicker, right? When it happens later, you're sort of in a position where you're looking around, you're not ready, So sometimes it's a luxury. Maybe they're going to see more out of some of these receivers, some of these young receivers, and Costa and Drummond. So I think it gives different guys opportunities. Again, do you trust the process that Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, and Dan Campbell are going through as far as coaching and getting this team prepared? I think so. And, I think it's good, the inner week practice against the other teams because then you can hit the other guys. You're not hitting your own guys. That was always the rule, sort of in training camp. If you're going to fight, wait till exhibition. Fight the other guys. Don't fight our own guys. Yeah.
Dan Wood in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Hey, D-Mac, do you need a slice of lemon for your Coca-Cola? Hang on a couple hours, and the last word might be able to spare a slice. Maybe.
I prefer lime, but
Dan Wood sent me a tweet on social media that Sean did the final word on Monday.
Yeah.
And on camera, they were bringing him water and glasses of ice water.
He's royalty. And he's a guest. He's not one of the family. He's like Uncle Joe that's in from.
Oh, Grandpa Joe, yeah.
No. And he's not Grandpa Joe. That's not Sean. But he's like your favorite uncle that comes in, and you don't want to show him the dysfunction of the family on the inside. We don't treat each other that way, but we'll be, we'll butter him up.
Yeah.
So he keeps coming back.
I guess
right?
so.
That's
but
what it is.
damn,
It's the butter job.
I just want all these shows to know.
It's the honeymoon stage. They're in the flannel stage.
They're in the flannel stage. That is true. I just want all these shows to know we always have eyes. We always have eyes on what's going on. So the people
whether we like
back.
it or not.
Yeah, whether we like it or not, exactly. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. C. Gerald says NFL would probably ban the joint practices before losing preseason money. Well, C. Gerald, make no mistake. The preseason games aren't going anywhere.
No, because there's enough excitement to get everything out. But what we're saying is the value and where are the coaching staff putting stock into? And I think they're putting a lot more stock in their starters into practices during the week than
joint
they are
practices.
into exhibition. So it's instead of what we're trying to say, Neal, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the fact that just because we're not seeing the starters that we want in the exhibition games doesn't mean they're not getting the reps that they need against opposition that they would usually in an exhibition game, but without the tread. And a lot of times, you know what's the cool part, right? It's a league that protects the quarterback. A lot of these drills is you can't touch the quarterback, even the other team's quarterback, and you can get the same stuff done. So really, is it smarter on a safety aspect? Probably.
Yeah. And see, Gerald, I understand that the preseason games are never going away because as a season ticket holder, to get season tickets, you have to pay for those. You have to pay for them. And you're going to because you want your season tickets.
And the only reason you say, well, they went from 4 to 3, yeah, but they added another regular season game, so they're still getting the money.
Right.
They just went, here, right hand, left hand, right hand.
Yeah, exactly. So
they did the flannel shuffle.
Yeah, guys, the preseason games are never going anywhere. And we're going to consume them whether we don't consume them or not because the preseason ticket cost is a cover charge to get into the club for the regular season. And guess what? There's a line, and you're always going to pay it.
Absolutely.
The quicker we just admit that.
Self-awareness,
exactly. Motor City Thanos says, I think for the Lions, preseason games are for evaluating the middle to bottom tier guys. And look, I've talked about that with Hard Knocks, that's kind of my favorite part of Hard Knocks is when somebody gets cut, not because they get cut, because that's the human experience, right? That's the emotion, all of it. I understand what you're saying, and that's probably true, but I'm just not going to take time out of a Saturday to evaluate that, dude. I'm just not, because hopefully...
But you got other things to do.
I got other things to do. One,
don't. Some people are... They want to see different things, and it's more important. So
right, but hopefully you never see these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you were only going to tune in. You were only going to tune in anyways for a little bit. You just got a little disappointed. It sounds like you want your dessert before you even eat your greens, bro.
Brandon Katz, that's not how ticket sales work. People can buy preseason tickets for dirt cheap. Yes, Brandon. On the secondary market, they can. And where does that supply of tickets come from, Brandon? You're trained as a lawyer, man. You know this. Where does that gluttony of supply come from? The season ticket holders who had to buy them. That's the way that works, bro. Up your game, bro. And Catspot, look, man, I have a lot of respect for you. You know that. You have some takes and stuff like that, but that's bad, man. That's bad.
Hey, back in the day when golfers used to say they wouldn't be able to watch Tiger Woods swing because it was so pure and it'd intimidate them. Well, the opposite's going on right now. At the corner of my eye, I see Juicy trying to work on this game, and it is absolutely... Look at that.
Look at that.
What are you, ballet, bro? What are you doing, ballet? Come on, or a figure skate? What's with the toe pick?
Just that bomb that Jeff Iafrate hit carried 78 feet.
Oh, my... Come on, bro.
78 feet.
You're hurt.
It rolled out for a total of 60 yards.
My head's down.
So that's... all right, hold on. You guys got to get a look at this here. We're going to get it on there. Just look at this. Just look at this. Jeff Iafrate.
Hold on. Make sure you get his feet in there. All right. Make sure you get his feet. If you don't get his feet in there, you're fired.
All right. Before we go, this is going to take us to break, everybody. You're going to want a break after seeing this. Here we go.
Watch that front foot.
Jeff Iafrate.
Watch that front foot.
A little pirouette. Here is Jeff Iafrate on the track, man. The swing. Oh, and he got his best one of the day, it looks like. A total of 121 yards.
Ow.
69 yards of carry. Nice carry. Nice carry, everybody.
You're so greasy, juicy.
Brandon Katz, NFL preseason games bring in no money for the NFL. CatSpot, you have to buy the tickets. You have to. In order to buy season tickets, you have to buy the preseason tickets, bro. So how can you say it brings in no money? It's free money. CatSpot, you're not off to a good start this morning, bro. Let's just say it. Let's just say it like that. But hey, Spencer Raxter has arrived, everybody. He finally went to the right 5-iron golf. Anyway, what is today, D-Mac? Thursday, right? What could be better than watching celebrities like Braylon Edwards or Darren McCarty play golf? Not watching Jeff Iafrate play golf. That would be better. But you can play golf yourself and be treated like a celebrity. That's what. Stop into any Randy Wise automotive dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf at one of Michigan's best courses. And a low-key best part of this, a tasty steak after, compliments of Fairway Packing Company. Make the wise decision. Get to any Randy Wise automotive dealership today for your chance to win and be a part of the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White & Associates offers. It's called the Minute-by-Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White & Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. That number again, 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Back at it here live from 5-Iron Golf. We're in downtown Detroit inside the Cambria Hotel. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Parker, not Parker Meadows, just Parker here as well. BMG, Big Mike Gentry, and some of the guys here from Woodward Sports Network having a rough go of it on some of the simulators right now. We can confirm.
These things are durable, let's just say that.
You're safe here. You're absolutely safe here. People talking about Parker being called Parker Rittenhouse, those kinds of things. It's rough in the streets for him.
It's just Ritz.
It is, absolutely.
Ritz.
Answer 14 says, Jeff Iafrate is a youngster, but his swing is that of a 1,000-year-old man. It's true. It is absolutely true. Jay Single says, I'm much happier to know that Spenmo has arrived. We all are. Spenmo is here, except the ceiling over there by the track man. That one is not happy that Spenmo has arrived. No, but we're chopping it up right now.
Spenny, drop that right shoulder.
At address. There
Underneath.
you go. Yep, there you go.
Yes.
We'll get you squared away. Rich Gibson
Can't
says,
watch
do we know if Jeff Iafrate maybe saw a bee flying around before he swung the golf club? We don't know. We can't confirm. Yeah.
Well, he didn't scream like a little girl, so.
that is true, I guess. D-Mac, you caught this right about C.J. Gardner-Johnson and how he said he, quote, wants to be the most feared defensive back in the league.
I believe him.
I guess, D-Mac, the question is for him the swag of this secondary, the swag of this defense, and we expect what we know we're going to see from C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the field, and that is production. That's what you expect to see from him. But D-Mac, this is a cliche thing that a lot of people talk about. Am I overstating this when I say, look, yes, this defense needed more. This defense needed some swag. This defense needed an attitude adjustment. Am I overvaluing this, overstating this, if I say what C.J. Gardner-Johnson's going to bring to this team is more than what he's going to do on the field, what he's going to bring to this locker room?
1,000,000%.
Is that real? Am I overstating that? Am I being media guy?
No, it's an attitude, and it's real because he goes out and he doesn't know he talks about it. He is about it, and you see reports back coming out of camp yesterday about, laying the smack down during a drill on, I think it was ETN or whatever, and talking about it. That gives a lot of guys, when you have a teammate and a guy that comes in and embraces what's going on and what's being built culture-wise and can sort of, for lack of a better term, throw himself in the front line, right? And that drags guys along, right? And it also allows guys that maybe aren't made that way to sort of use their strengths, like a guy like Aiden Hutchinson, who doesn't seem like he's a talker as much. Like, if you talk to him, he'll talk back, but other than that, it seems pretty respectful. Do you get? That's the gauge I get on him. So guys like that, but it brings the dog out more. When you have a guy who's in there, and that's the way. Reminds me of Drapes. Chris Draper, man, he never shut up, right? And Maltz wouldn't have to say anything. I'd be coming in going, hey, and people saying, hey, these guys are a-holes. And I'd be like, yeah, I know they're a-holes. You see them off the ice, but they're my a-holes. Now what? Maltz just be there just sticking guys in the face and stuff like this, and Drapes, his mouth would just be running. So it brings it's all part of it, but it's an attitude too, right? Along the way, it's about being smart. So there's one thing to see, because we've seen guys who run their mouths and become the most feared guys or want to be the most feared guys, but they do it the wrong way. I think comes to mind about feared guy is like a guy like Vontaze Burfict, right? But he's feared for the wrong reasons, right?
Yes.
Because he's right. No,
because he's wild.
Feared for the right reasons. That doesn't put your team at a disadvantage. Play against the edge, right? That's what you need, and that's what I think that C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I think that's the role he's trying to play, and I think he's on his way.
Because I think it's aggressive for even the biggest slappy. It's aggressive to say that you expect him to repeat the feat of an interception every other game, like he had last year.
It's a different, and you know what? And it's a different role. And here's the thing too about being the most feared. He's got a chip on his shoulder because of the way things didn't work out.
Yeah,
being pretty much told that we don't think you're worth as much as
you think you are.
So he's going, yeah, well, I'm going to go show you, and in the process, I'm going to integrate myself into this culture. So he's also playing for a contract too. So, it's something that when you see it, like you talk about the eyeball test all the time with him, when I see it like that, he is what he says he is. And you got to love it. And it adds, because that not only the bonus is he's in the secondary, and that's where we needed it the most. When you say, "Well, yeah. I know, dude, I can't watch either." your face right there, your eyes just bugged out.
Well, because I saw it pop up, and you don't know. You just see it out of the corner of your eye. And you see the ball pop up, and you don't know if it's coming back at you or what's going on.
That was awesome.
It's dangerous over here. Like let's just cut the shit. It's dangerous over here, D-Mac.
Especially these two clowns.
Yeah. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, answer 14. Neal, you look like you're straight out of Miami Vice with the neons behind you and the pink shirt as well. Whenever I wear a pink shirt, man, people get all worked up.
That's Crockett right there, baby.
I know, right?
Yeah.
At least they have a summer. At least they have a summer down in Miami. Like, man, be nice. Like, be nice and don't rain for a day. Can we try that? But yeah, we're kind of talking about. Rich Diana says Brian Branch will be the Ronnie Lott, and I just to say it's going to flip a switch because he's here, because of attitude, because of thought process. D-Mac, don't get that twisted where he still will have to go out there and make plays, because you can talk all you want. But at some point,
that's why
you got to produce.
You got to talk, and the action's got to double it. You got to say it once and do it twice. That's when it sticks in. Right?
Yeah.
So, but I hope Rich Diana, I hope you're right. He will. If Brian Brent now, it's not on the line to even we're having this conversation that he's could have that potential. And that's high praise.
No doubt.
One of the greatest of all time. But you know what? I'm here for the ride to watch.
Yeah, and we all are too. I just wanted to get started though, man. Like,
yeah, I know
enough.
You do. That's why you're frustrated.
I am, D-Mac. Like,
it seems like it pushes it further away. You're like, hey, I want to just see at least like an exhibition NFL game, and you're throwing me a AA ball game or a AAA ball game. I don't want to see another AAA ball game. Just patience, grasshopper. That's all.
Next week there's college football games.
So there you go. So just
next week.
So just pump.
There's college football games.
Why you want to jump down? Is this the Papa Bowl and the Baby Bowl going down into the field? Like, is this that conversation? Do I got to say, like, come on, let's just cruise down there and talk to all of them, right?
You do
down there, right? Maybe a little bit. It's part of enjoying the journey and the process, because it'll mean more. Maybe something will pop with the opportunity that somebody gets. Like I said, the wide receivers are interesting in Costa and Drummond.
Navy Notre Dame, Saturday at 2:30.
Well, there you go. You're getting it.
Next Saturday.
Yeah. You know what
Navy Notre Dame.
You know what the Lions just did for you? They just opened up your golf schedule. They just gave you a Saturday afternoon time to golf.
Well, that time was already accounted for by the president of Ruhl Holdings.
But I get it.
Yeah.
But just imagine if it wasn't that way, right? That's what you could have said. You just would have said, I'm going to decide to sit this one out and go enjoy the beautiful day. Yeah, no, absolutely. By the San Jose State USC next Saturday at 8 o'clock. Ooh, yeah, the Ripper. Hawaii Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt this year. I'm going to watch that game as well. Oh, hey, is there a get right coming up? For the first week? We'll have to get a feel. We'll have to get a feel for the lay of the. I don't typically like to do that right off the rip. 4 and 14? I don't know, but you know what we are going to have to do? We're going to have to get our guy Brent Brennan, the head coach of San Jose State, on in advance of his matchup against USC on Saturday night. I think Gentry can pull like some weight. Is Gentry gonna actually like produce or something too, or is that a lot to ask? I don't know. Okay. All I know is we're gonna figure it out. That's it. We're gonna get Brent Brennan on next week. So status quo. Status quo. Okay. We will figure it out. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. They have a podcast called This Is the S Word. Helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward.
All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports. Detroit's winning sports network. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neal Ruhl here for 5 Iron Golf, which is, where we are in downtown Detroit, inside the Cambria Hotel. You can play, practice, and party at 5 Iron Golf right here in downtown Detroit. 13 TrackMan simulators. Cool. Got all the golf going. They got ping pong tables, pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and a bar and restaurant as well. I was just surveying the Casino. They got that monkey shoulder bourbon over here. I was thinking about giving that a spin. Maybe we'll give that one some action. Mention promo code at what, guys, look, go to the website, 5irongolf.com. Figure out your time, what time works for you, and then you come on down here, you hang out with the guys, you have some drinks, swing the clubs, and mention promo code Woodward at checkout for 50% off your first visit. Again, promo code Woodward at checkout, 50% off your first visit. Go to 5irongolf.com where you can tee up the good times. And don't forget about the Woodward Sports Thursday night golf league as well, right here on the simulators with Woodward Sports fans. The league is hosted by 5 Iron Golf and co-presented by Mark White and Associates and the Finnish Long Drink as well. Go to 5irongolf.com. Again, 5irongolf.com. We are at it here live from 5 Iron Golf in downtown Detroit. The golf balls are flying around. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. We have Parker here. BMG, Big Mike Gentry, recent addition to the show. It was actually a transfer. BMG has transferred in to European soccer. We sold the rights to Sam Flannel, to Morning Woodward, full on. We used that money we acquired to then, in place, acquire Mike Gentry.
Do we have any left over?
No.
It was pretty much straight up swap?
Pretty much a straight up swap. Yeah, salary for salary.
Who you cost a sweatshirt to somebody?
No, just straight up. Straight up. So that is it. Real Cream of Wheat says that's a win. That trade is a W. Big D Energy won that transaction. 40 Gumble says, I heard Sam is going to the Saudi League. No, that would be me. If anyone from Woodward's going to the Saudi League, it'll be me. And I'll be transparent about it. Yeah, I'll be transparent about it. Like if this hand I had a bag. Like this hand I had Woodward Sports, and this hand I had a bag from the Saudis.
Let me hold that bag for you.
Yeah, I would be, this hand I would be thinking about. Yeah.
Make it a little heavier and I'll carry it for you.
This hand I'd be thinking about this hand.
We're going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go, Red McSparty. Ermanni and Edwards is the Saudi League. I know that you are right with that. All right, guys, we beat around the bush enough. Let's get to it. Wide receiver situation. Jameson Williams, a hamstring. They haven't officially ruled him out of the preseason. That does sound like it is the possibility from what it could be. Amon-Ra St. Brown will miss, quote, sometime as well. There seems to be less concern about Amon-Ra St. Brown than there is about Jameson Williams. So, you know what? We have the WoodwardSports.com chat thread capability poll, right? We can do the polls right here, right now. Let's check back in because I saw you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. You know that. You know where I stand with it. Is he a bust? is Jameson Williams a bust, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous to think about, ponder, consider, think that he is. Like, to me, it's ridiculous. But let's see. You guys go out there. You guys drive the segment. Give me your Jameson Williams stuff right now.
Too early, man.
It is absolutely too early.
And I look at the positive side, like I brought up before. It's going to give different guys an opportunity. Now here's the blessing that he was going to get hurt because he's missing the first 6 games. So you're not going to use him anyway, so he doesn't take that time away from somebody else. Yeah, it's still to be determined. It's still, to me, he's almost on his red shirt. You know, he can't even put a grade on him, Neal. I can't put a grade on him. I'm not going to put a grade on him. Just somebody else has got to step up. You just, you know what? Car's back in the shop, right? Can't display it yet. It's fast. It's great. I've heard it, but whatever it is, it's not ready. So too early, way too early, too soon. What do they say? Too soon.
And my thing is this, and let's go Red Wings party. Way too soon to call him a bust. Dr. Detroit, though, trending towards a bust.
You know what it is, though? Could this be the conversation that could Jameson Williams be Brad Holmes' worst draft pick?
Well, I think that goes hand in hand with the whole.
But I mean, if you're gonna have that conversation to this point, not saying that it won't pan out, but I'm saying that if there's a miss so far in his planning, right? Because if in his planning, the way that he set it up, Jameson Williams is healthy now. He's not missing the games. He's rocking and rolling, right? We're into this. We saw probably a little bit more of him last year, but right now he's cooking. Everything's right. Well, unfortunately, because of off-the-field issues, because of injuries and stuff, it hasn't stuck, right? So you're going to have to wait on that. It's a dividend. You got to put it away. But out of anything else, you're hitting on other guys at different positions. You're hitting on more guys than you're not hitting on. So I just think that it gives you more of an opportunity, like we said, for guys that not starters to show how they're going to fit in. And I think the wide receivers for this game is, if you're going to watch, who you're going to watch and see who stands out to get that last receiver spot.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Aaron Tackett says, y'all tripping on this bust talk, LOL. And we put it out there. Is Jameson Williams a bust? 83% of the people say no. But D-Mac, in his comments, it is not 83%. In the comments, you're seeing it, D-Mac. And so I want to know where the disconnect is. And I want to know, too, like, for the people, as we hear more about it, so a pulled hamstring makes him a bust. Right? Like, you were on board, he pulls a hamstring, and then he's a bust. Like, what changed?
Well,
he pulled a hamstring.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing, and the reason that I believe that Brad Holmes hasn't addressed with a big name, not whoever it is, like a DeAndre Hopkins, is because he feels that re-signing Khalif Raymond, he's going to be able to step up. You know, Josh Reynolds, Marvin Jones, whoever. This is what Brad Holmes thinks, and he's got something with some of the young guys. So he thinks that what he's got is better than what he'd have to pay for. That's what it is. Now they get to step up. We're going to find out, right? Because out of everything of the plan, you're supposed to have your deep threat. You're supposed to have Williams. You don't have Chark anymore and stuff like this. So this is where it's supposed to be. Now somebody else has to fill in.
And we're going to get to that as well. But what about this comment here, D-Mac? This comes from Dr. Detroit. JMO is not self-aware, and that is the disconnect. He is immature and self-interested too much. Yeah, you can't make that. You can't make that comment about him. Self-interested too much? Based on what? Because he goes on social media? Everybody in this room goes on social media. Everybody where you are goes on. Like, what? I want to drill down on that, D-Mac. Like, let's cut the shit with that.
It's the old adage that if it's not going well, then you're doing something wrong. Like, you know, then you don't care enough or something. You know, no, I think, you know, is there immaturity there? Possibly. But it has, you know, nothing to do with getting injured and stuff like that. If you got injured, that means you're out there trying to do something. You're just sitting around. So it's just, you know, does it come across? And I get this because there's bad looks that I've had in the past from other things where I think it's a priority. but just because, some people like to do other things. So the fact is not helping his argument. If you want to jump on and use something.
But how can you definitively say he's self-interested too much? Because he goes on social media, right? That's your problem with it.
I would ask, was that Dr. Detroit? Whoever said that is give me examples why. You feel that, right? Why is that? Is it because of the social media or whatever, which doesn't make sense? You got to go out there. There's tons of people that do social media and produce. So, it's because of expectations, right? The expectations. I mean, I guess everybody expects to act like Hutch acts.
Right.
So, and that's just not the case.
40 Gumble says, Amon-Ra St. Brown seems to think highly enough of him to come over and joke around during a press interview. I don't know. I think his teammates are showing love for him with the free JMO shirts, and that stuff is pretty cool, too. That was a movement we started, by the way, here at Woodward. I just want to say that. But Mike says, I'm not mad at JMO. I'm just disappointed. Okay, Dad.
Well, they obviously, like I said yesterday, with Teddy Bridgewater, with Amon-Ra, with everything else, they're insulating him. Antoine Randall, the coach, they're insulating with guys that they know what they have and trying to make him the best he can. Unfortunately, injury is part of it. For everybody.
I want to get to this on the WoodwardSports.com chapter. Why don't we do this first? Let's hear about Lady Jane's. And then I have some side topics that I want to address with all of this, with what's going on. And I knew this was going to happen. That's why I waited to get to it, D-Mac. Right. Because I knew that the people were just going to run wild with it and go crazy. And here we are. We're at that part of it right now. But we'll continue the Jameson Williams discussion when we come back. D-Mac, Tell them about those luscious Lady Jane's haircuts.
Absolutely. How would you like to want a new vehicle for you and a friend? That's right, a new car for you and your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Just get through a Lady Jane's and automatically register for your chance to win, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
How about that rookie? He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Neal Ruhl here for Academy of Warren. And look, I don't have the script in front of me, which is cool, though. We all know about Mr. Kearney. Oh, hey, thanks, BMG. We all know about Mr. Kearney. We all know that you can enroll right now at academyofwarren.net. It is back to school time. You know they have the athletic facilities out there, the brand new state-of-the-art Sports Dome Fieldhouse with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. Take a look at the academic side. AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, a learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum as well. They have academic games and K-8 athletics. Ermanni and Edwards will be broadcasting from their carnival on August 24th. Come meet the staff and explore your child's new school. Academy of Warren is accepting new enrollment as we speak. Time's running out, everybody. School year starting. Go to academyofwarren.net today. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty here with you. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. Jump on that. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel and jump in the chat thread. Get your thoughts out there. But we are talking Detroit Lions right now. Jameson Williams, the discussion. I don't know why a guy pulled a hamstring, but, it's building up. I do want to hit people with this one, though. C. Gerald in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread said this. The disconnect is that everyone can make their opinion known online. The crowd reaction to the two-point conversion speaks louder.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, absolutely. And I'm all about don't make the same mistake twice. And it was a great one-handed catch. So, it's just frustrating because he's supposed to be the answer, and we've waited patiently, and now we don't get our gift. It's on back order.
That's what it is. We have the chat poll going right now, right here, right now. And obviously this isn't my opinion, but I want to give the people a chance to voice their opinion. 79% say no, Jameson Williams is not a bust. 21% say yes, it is. But in the chat, there's a lot of people out there that are throwing that word around. So, it's one of those things. M. Price says JMO had all of training camp and all season last year for playbook mental reps. All of offseason this year in training camp this year for mental reps, playbook, physical reps, still drops, still running wrong routes as well. Maybe he's a little bit of a late
bloomer. He takes a little bit more time. Maybe it's just, I know, you're not going to give up on them. I'm telling you, because they're insulating them to not only on and off the field and try to be better. They know what they had, the investment they have in them.
And I'm probably here's my question. Do you still think he's dynamic when he touches a football? Because I know when I was watching that game on Friday night, I was in anticipation of him getting the football. Why? Because he's shown big playability in the NFL, despite what people have told you with the one-catch routine. Because as I've said, I can play that game too. That guy's gone to the end zone. In 16 targets, he's gone to the end zone 3 times and averages 41 yards per rush. See, I can play that game too. Both are factual statements. He's dynamic. Dynamic players win football games in the National Football League. They do. What determines a football game,
I was disappointed he dropped the football. I'm expecting more, and I think, Dr. Detroit, I agree, man. I'm just really, really disappointed. Out of anybody who's come along, are you more disappointed than not? It's him because of just expectations of what it's supposed to be. So let's just move on and know that it's said can't do anything until week 7 anyways. Just hope that when he comes back, whatever it is, he can have a positive impact of this team.
Yeah, so again, I'm not calling him a bust. I think it's irrational to call the guy a bust after 5 career NFL games when you knew it was going to be a redshirt year coming off of an ACL tear that you all saw. We know what we saw, man. We know what we saw. So it's just, for me, I'm not going down that road. I'm not doing it. I guess it does lead the question, though, D-Mac, because, and this was something we discussed yesterday, but I do want to kind of revisit it. The depth at wide receiver.
Right.
You have no Jameson Williams, possibly for the rest of training camp. You do not have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I would imagine if he's out for a week or whatever, it's not like you're going to see him play in the preseason game, because why would you? At that, you haven't played a preseason game now. Why?
And like you said, you see video of him in these practices going against other teams, so he's getting what he needs to get. You're not going to have to worry about him getting the work in that he needs to get to be prepared, right? He's probably leading the charge, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And so, I talked about the reports.
So I think it's a great opportunity for somebody else to step up.
Yes, and I talked about the reports yesterday. I heard Jeff Risdon on a podcast talking that Marvin Jones Jr. Conservatively is not the Marvin Jones Jr. of 2019 and is far off the Marvin Jones Jr. of 2019. So it begs the question, D-Mac, are you comfortable with the wide receiver personnel right now?
Because
that is the question I will ask.
Could be better.
Okay,
but
I think you and I are
saying. Let me see
saying.
what we got the rest of these 2 preseason games. That's what we have. Let's see the reports coming out. Let's see if Jeff Risdon comes out and says, I'm worried about how thin the Detroit Lions receiver group is going into this regular season. We haven't heard that yet. Let's just wait and see. Because why? Because I trust the guy in charge. And if not, there's money there to make a move, a trade, a signing, whatever it is. They'll figure it out.
Kevin Pitzer says Neal has too much love for J-Mo. Dude hasn't done anything yet, which I disagree. He's been in the end zone 4 times playing in NFL football games. He has. We can break it down if you want. So that's a weird way in, 5 regular season games and a preseason game when he's gotten in the end zone 4 times. That's a weird way to say he's done nothing. That's a factual statement, D-Mac. It happened. We can break the film.
What about a guy, Denzel Mims? Is he we're not hearing anything
Has
about
anybody
him,
heard anything about him? Sam Flannel, morning show,
anyone?
Anybody. Okay. So there was a reason. So it falls back on there was a reason he was available for a 5th and a 6th round pick swap. He is in the room. That's like saying Jeff Iafrady's on the simulator. And then you watch him swing, and then So, all right, that pretty much means you cross him off.
Have you ever felt more sorry for a golf club in your life?
No. What about a ceiling? What about sidewalls? All of it. But to finish up Kevin's comment there, dude hasn't done anything yet. He's not taking reps yet. Again, 1 ACL and 2 hamstring injuries. He's hurt himself more than he has catches. For the final time, guys, Jamison Williams tore his ACL in a college game in the national championship game. That's why he was available to you to get. That's why. This didn't happen when he was with the Detroit Lions. This happened before the draft, everybody. You knew when you took him that, yes, that last year was a redshirt year for the 105th time. That's not on this. Jesus Christ. If you're going to talk about it and you're going to not believe or whatever, I'm not saying you have to. If you have questions, that's fair. But get the shit right. When you say it, get it right. Okay. Sorry.
You're right, though.
Okay. But I want to know, you hear the Denzel Mims thing. Do you want to supplement personnel in the receiver room, given the Amon-Ra St. Brown situation as well? You have the cap space.
I want people who help me win. No matter where it is they were drafted, no matter how they get here. Who fits into the system, who helps this team win. Let's go. Where we're at.
Yeah, and I would say yes, because if you look at the Denzel Mims scenario, it looks like it's going to be a non-starter. The Marvin Jones maybe not will produce at the level that everybody thinks that he will. But Dylan Drummond, man, keeps...
Or Chase Costa, he got a great rating in his first game. You never know.
Dylan Drummond, man, just through attrition, keeps climbing up the depth chart.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Kyle Stark says, no flannel on Big D Energy is lame. Neal and Sam had the best back and forth on the entire network. Well, that was rooted in Michigan-dom. We're still going to have the Michigan-dom. You know that, because most of you out there are Michigan fans. So, Lewis M. says, I almost wish J-Mo was held out last season so this bus narrative wasn't a thing. Fan thinks he's supposed to get 80 snaps a game. The last 5 games, shaking my head. And Lewis, that's my problem with it too. It's so linear, the line of thought. There's okay, he's back from the ACL. All right, play 70 plays. You know what I'm saying, D-Mac? Right. That's... Last year was a red shirt, man.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if that's...
And this year's turning into a first half red shirt too.
Yeah,
more.
There goes Neal making excuses for J-Mo. No, that happened.
Guys,
that's a fact.
Can we slow down a little bit, because I would see the frustration even more. And I'm talking to myself as I say this too. If we were a Super Bowl team, or if we were a receiver away or this guy away from winning the Super Bowl, but we're not. So even if it takes him this year to get right, as long as he gets right, then in the next 2-3 years, right, then everybody would be okay with that, wouldn't they, Neal?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's just pump the brakes a little bit.
Well, but that's the thing that it always comes back to, though, right?
But let's just, so sometimes you got to nurture and let it cook.
Let it simmer a little bit. Let it season.
Let that bourbon in the barrel rest.
Yeah, absolutely. But they do have money available to address it.
In the meantime, because they're still along their journey.
And that's why in the end, D-Mac, like I know it's all we have is the preseason stuff. I understand that. But through it all, they are in a position to deal with it financially.
There you go. So rest assured, no matter what you're doing,
and that's the thing. That's the overriding factor to it all. It can be handled.
Yep.
And it can be handled with the stroke of a pen. It can be handled easily. Just like if you're trying to find a dispensary. That can be handled easily too.
Well, you know what? If you want to experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products with Dispo Dispensary, indulge in the finest selection of cannabis curated with care with over 12 locations, including their new location that is now open in Whitmore Lake. Dispo is never far away. All Dispo locations will be having an end of summer bash on Friday, September 1st, all day long. All 12, every one. Get to the one near you. There will be vendors, food trucks, music, killer deals, and epic giveaways. Only at Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty. We got Parker, BMG, Big Mike Gentry. The rest of Woodward Sports is in the house, too, beating up the simulators right now. We are live at 5 Iron Golf in downtown Detroit inside the Cambria Hotel. Full bar. They have everything you need down here. Ping pong tables, shuffleboard, all of it. Great spot to hang out in downtown Detroit, and it is real cool down here. We were out there on the simulators a little bit earlier. I will be there after the show as well, but just sitting here chopping it up. And you know, we talked about the Lions, we talked about, you know, the receiver situation, all of that. Earlier in the week, I had a Michigan question for the people, and I like these right here. Hank Trill 22. Neal is never wrong. His word is law. He cannot be debated about anything. He is a genius. All right, Hank, I gave you the reason I think what I think. Tell me why you think what you think, Hank. You lay out the reasons and see who has a more compelling case. Hank, do it. Do it. Do like Iafredi. Say it. Say it, Sam Flannel. Absolutely. I'm waiting for the take, so go ahead, fire away. But I had a question for you, D-Mac, that was in the ilk of the Michigan question. Okay. We're asked Michigan fans right here, right now, is it national championship or bust for Michigan? And, you know, some of the people wanted to skirt it around and say, well, you got to beat Ohio State. And I said, no, you don't. They've proven you don't have to.
Right. Why would you not think that? Right, as being as close. I think that really, if my Michigan fandom is to say, well, what's the next step to where they've gotten? They've made the playoffs. They got to win a playoff game. So to me, I would accept them it being a successful season if they made it to the playoffs and won a playoff game. But there's no reason that they shouldn't finish the job off. And that's not out of line.
Yeah, and it's
right?
not out of
because you
line.
expect them to be in the playoffs. Now, to me, it's more you want them. The next step is to win a playoff game. They haven't been able to get over that hump yet.
Right, but if that happens,
winning a playoff game is more important than beating Ohio State.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah, because that's how you get to the national title. But, D-Mac, I wanted to spin that a little bit and hit you with a variation of it.
Please don't hit me.
The Red Wings this year, the moves that they've made, they've made moves like the Jeff Petrie move is a move where you're making a push to win. The Alex DeBrincat move is certainly a move where you're looking to win for a while. So right here, right now, D-Mac, can I pose that to you about the Red Wings in the same fashion I did with Michigan football? Is it playoffs or bust for the Red Wings this year with the moves they've made?
Well, dude, what would my clock mean? I mean, it's the same thing as my clock. I mean, bust or whatever. No, there's a lot of questions. I've said it all along. If they don't make the playoffs this year, even before they made all the moves, before the offseason, the draft, anything else, there'll be questions made. Looking at the way that it's being built and then adding, DeBrincat puts you so much more in the conversation of being that team to get there. Adding a guy like Petrie is like adding armor to your vehicle. Or you know what I'm saying? Because of the experience and also what he can add. So, or bust, no, or there's a lot of questions that'll need to be asked, and Steve Yzerman, might have to face some harder questions of why it doesn't work. But the way that he's put this lineup together, and I look at it, if the chemistry, and again, if guys stay healthy, that there's no reason why this team, the way they've assembled it, should not be a playoff team. And that's just make the playoff. That's the next step. So I'm more confident day to day when these transactions happen in what I expected all along and why I had the clock, took it off. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as with the Lions. So yes, bust is a tough. Bust is what we did back in my first year, win the President's Trophy and losing the first round. That's a bust, right? This is you're trying to get up the hill. So Michigan and the Wings are in the same sort of position of getting to that next level. I think Michigan, in all reality, has one more level that they could rest on and not being a cop-out to saying, as long as we win the Big Ten or anything like that, and that's winning a playoff game. Then there's no question it's got to be national championship because there's no other level. Right now, this Red Wings team needs to get to that next level, and that's playoff hockey.
And that's where I was with it too. And again, going back to it, if you would have taken just the roster and the progression into the next year for the Wings, and would I say playoffs or bust, I wouldn't put that mantra on it. I would say, I hope they make the playoffs. I think they have the juice to be in the playoff mix. But I think with those last two moves, and look, I know like the Brandon Katzes of the world and stuff like that, and they'll say, Jeff Petrie doesn't move a needle or change a franchise. I don't disagree with that assessment. However, I think it provides a skill set that this roster desperately needs.
Either does garlic powder until you put it on your meal in the proper recipe, and then it pops it. Yes. No, he's an added player. He's a cog in the wheel, but a guy who's got experience and his greatest asset is something that you require.
No, and it's necessitated in today's day and age.
Yes.
You have to have it.
Yep.
Yet, because I always hear the talk about the physicality, people taking liberties with the Wings and stuff like that, and how other teams are tougher than they are and all that kind of stuff. And look, you and I share a similar tactic in dealing with that. We go about it differently. For me, the end-all, be-all is, teams do that. They run you, they take shots, go 2 for 5 on the power play, and that stuff stops real quick.
That's where the game has evolved into. And, I mean, it's been that way. We used to do it back in the day. We have to stick it, but to that's part of being team tough, right? That's how the not fighters or whatever on your team can bail out your fighter guys, right? Is go score on the power play, make my job a lot easier. So it is a team effort. And you can't argue that this team today isn't the best that it's been with Steve Yzerman at the helm.
Right.
That's all you can ask for. Now there's questions to be answered. Health's one of them. Goaltending's another one. How is this going to come together? But I like what they got going into the training camp.
Right, which is why we're not saying go win the Eastern Conference
or
go win a playoff
talking
series.
About getting in there.
Just get in there.
7 or 8.
Yeah, just get in there. Mark that as success, and then you continue to fine tune the roster.
I mean, the way that all the guys in Boston retiring and stuff, that would tell you that leaves an opening there. But you also got Buffalo and Ottawa who were in the same sort of position you are. But
right.
I think you've had better off seasons than they have and made your team better.
And I would agree. So that's where it is. Bruce Fitzpatrick, question for you guys. If J-Mo does have an underwhelming season this year, which I don't think he will, but goes on to have a Pro Bowl season the next season, would people still try to call him a bust? Well, Bruce, yeah, because they would want to go back and try to fit that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I was with it. I just don't think that 5 NFL games in anybody's career you can, quote, call them a bust, especially when they've had electric touches on the football field. Again, see, guys, I can play that game too. He had 1 catch last year. How many electric touches did he have? A lot, especially over the course of 5 NFL games. So, I get to play that side of the fence too. There was a comment here too, D-Mac, about the Nick Williams. I'm not buying this one. I personally don't believe Yzerman didn't pick Michkov due to the fact that he's a Russian. Go ahead and dispel that one, D-Mac.
Not at all. I mean, is it like it didn't fit what he wanted, right? Just because a guy, okay, you need a 1C and you need a top guy. Just because there's a guy that fits that role doesn't mean he's the right guy. Like, don't you understand that? You got to have, and there's something to it. You got to pass the Yzerman test. It's worse than any eyeball test there is.
Right. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Let's go Red Wings Sparty. The easiest way to gain some extra wins for the Wings from the previous season is to improve the power play, and they did that. Sparty, that's exactly what I was talking about the whole time. It starts with winning a face-off, then it starts on scoring a goddamn power play goal. I was actually stunned to find they were inside the top 20 in the power play last year.
Which tells you adding, a shot from the point like Petrie, or just what he can do knowledge-wise in practice to help out Mo Sider in that first unit or whatever, how it's used. But DeBrincat's going to get you. If he's healthy, man, he's got an opportunity to get you 20 on the power play.
And I'm looking forward to seeing, too, this removes one of the obstacles for Dylan Larkin, too, right, D-Mac?
Oh, absolutely.
Fortified goal scorer.
Yep.
Fortified goal scorer.
Absolutely. He's your gunner now. Dylan doesn't have to carry the weight all over. Dylan's got to be your point-of-game guy.
Yep.
But that's what a 2C is.
Jeff, I'm afraid he's done enough damage here. He's leaving the building.
I would leave the building, too, after that display.
Yeah, I would, too. Jeff, management told me they don't want you to come back. Sorry, it's not a you thing. I mean, it is a you thing. You were the golf career's over. That's all right. They said you can come back now.
Self-awareness.
Right, so there you go.
The Duck Bowl League starts next Thursday.
Yeah. From the chat, we have a Lions training camp update. So we will get to that when we come back. But hey, right now, tell them about Guardian Alarm.
Absolutely, Guardian Alarm. Let Guardian offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian today. The number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. But I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. Gentry, what hat you wearing today, bud?
I'm wearing my Woodward sports hat today.
Day 2, Woodward sports hat. There it is. They're protecting Gentry because, God, have you seen that salad and that hair without it? You don't
luscious.
Want to. Whatever it is, business or personal, Guardian is there for you, but I need you to call the number today, 1-800.
Stay out.
Stay out.
Anybody got any gripes?
Yeah, stay out of the simulator, Jeff Iafredi.
Yeah, that's about it. Everybody says stay out of the simulator. Even Ritzy says stay out of the simulator, Jeff. It was awful. Guardian Alarm, look, security experts, tell Big D Energy we sent you.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We are live at 5 Iron Golf in downtown Detroit, inside the Cambria Hotel, right across the street from the Detroit News Building, next door to WDIV's television studios. Hanging out here. Incredible place, everybody. Incredible place. All the golf simulators and all that, that's cool too. Great bar. You want to come just hang out? Cool spot to hang out in downtown Detroit as well. And I talked about it in the open. Just another cool thing to do downtown. Is it the finishing piece for Detroit? No, it's not. But I keep seeing more and more of these types of places like 5 Iron Golf, like national brands popping up here, and you love to see it, man. It is great to see. So certainly it's something. It's another angle of attack on your weekend night whenever you want to come to downtown Detroit. Mention promo code Woodward, by the way. Your first visit, you'll get 50% off. Absolutely. Let's get it done. D-Mac and I will be jumping on these simulators, showing the people a thing or two when we get done with this. Little bit of breaking news out of Lions training camp. Colton Pouncey, who covers the Lions for The Athletics. Jack Campbell news here. Says Lions linebacker Jack Campbell tossed Jaguars running back Jermichael Hasty on a run play during a team period. Took him to the ground in a non-padded practice, but it didn't look forceful. Still, the Jaguars didn't like it and surrounded Campbell. The whole Lions sideline rushed to the field to defend their rookie. So it kind of works in symmetry, D-Mac. I saw an Instagram post from Deion Sanders, and they had a scrape during training camp with the Colorado Buffaloes, head coach at Colorado. And after the scrape was over, he called his team around, and he said, if one guy fights, we all fight. And, he was mad not everybody got in. Now, usually, you're trying to, separate guys and stuff like that.
It's the old mentality.
Take me through that, D-Mac, because that's as old as time, right?
It's in numbers, yeah, exactly. You go back to the most famous one that I'm involved in, March 26, 97, Claude Lemieux. That's not me. I mean, I'm focal point because of getting Lemieux and stuff like that, but without Shanny being involved, without Mike Vernon fighting Patrick Waugh, and then you look, even Nick Lidstrom was paired off with Joe Sakic, thank God. You don't want those guys hurting each other, but everybody's all in, and you see it at different points. It used to be back in the day. It was whether you liked it or not. Sometimes, somebody, I mentioned it earlier, playing on the grind line or whatever. Sometimes I didn't want to get in a fight, but, that wasn't determined by me. That Drapes and Maltz pissed somebody off enough that they went after him, and I'd step in and take care of business, and maybe we'd talk about it later. You owe me another beer, Maltz. You're buying beer tonight, right? So it's in the numbers. That's what the culture and the unity is. So we'll talk about, because you'd rather drag it out. Think about it as in your family or whatever, or in your group of friends. you see something happen and that's your crew. You're not asking questions. You're getting involved. If they're throwing punches, you're throwing punches. You'll ask questions later. Then you'll go through and go, well, why were you being so stupid if that's the case? And understand not to put yourself in that position again, or backing it up like, oh, okay, we've all been in those positions. It's just about part of being, your tribe, your clan and stuff like that. And in sports, that's the biggest clan you can be a part of.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Kevin Walter says, do you need to bring your own clubs at 5-Iron Golf? No, they have a vast selection of clubs in every simulator. So even if you're not, a quote-unquote golfer, you can still come down here and have some fun. But, D-Mac, it's one of those things where, do you like to hear that? Because I kind of like to hear that a little bit. Just,
yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it. Boys are ready. I mean, testosterone's flowing. It's football.
And you want to know why I like it? Here's why I like it, D-Mac.
It was so 2023, not in an aggressive way, but they took it heat and they surrounded them. Ooh.
Here's why I like it, though, D-Mac. Because I had this discussion yesterday when I brought up a topic. I've talked about the Lions in the past. My love for Ndamukong Suh. My love for Penei Sewell. Obviously, they're great players, and that's the baseline of it. They're great players. But number two, I have longed for the day where the Detroit Lions franchise doesn't take any more shit from anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, stand up, dude. That's what good teams
up
do.
At different points and stuff like this, but stand up.
But
as a
it's
team.
never been a mentality.
It's always felt as an individual,
and it's never felt like a mentality, D-Mac.
So Dan Campbell, that's part of the mentality, that genuine toughness, right? And that's what's part of it. And it's not about being the biggest, strongest, whatever. It's having that dog mentality that you're part of a group, and everybody pulls the rope. Everybody's in it together, and that makes you tougher. Transformers, Transformers get together, they make the bigger one. That's the analogy. We're tougher together.
And I wanted to save this one. I was going to bring it up, but Let's Go Red Wings Sparty brought it up in the chat. So you want your guys to fight like Spenny in the streets of Royal Oak.
That's it.
Just go throw down and figure things out later.
Right, exactly. And then the question, the domesticity of who you hang out with. The question, maybe your friend circle and maybe some of your choices in life after, but in the heart of it, you're getting down and dirty on it.
Smokin says the start of Jameson's career is a lot like Okuda. I missed the dynamic moments in Okuda's career in the first 5 games. So right there, I'm stopping reading that because it's not even the same. So sorry, guys. Try again.
Maybe the comparison is hurry up and wait.
Try again on that one. See, that's the foolery that I'm talking about.
The tomfoolery.
Yeah. But I like that, man. And I want to see this for the Lions because I've never seen it with the Lions before, where you stand up for yourself. Like
as a team.
As a team, right. As a team, not just one guy.
That's one guy out there throwing punches at somebody.
Stepping on Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. Like, I know he got killed for it. I loved it. D-Mac. A, because it was Aaron Rodgers, number one, but that's just a personal vendetta with me. But B, dude, the Packers would kick the shit out of them all the time, man. Like, on the field. Like, stand up, dude. Somebody do something, man.
There you go. Now, doesn't it feel, and it goes back to our conversation about, C.J. Gardner-Johnson wanted to be the most feared guy. That's part of it. Because you have a couple generals in that are leading the way. And everybody else follows.
Jay Singles wants to know, I have a question, Neal. Is Chase Cota the new TK85?
Chase Cota scores a touchdown. Sam Flannel's buying me coffee, yes.
We'll have to get confirmation for Sam Flannel on that one. Since he did leave the team. That's a great question, Jace. I'll have to assess that.
I think it's working its way that way.
Yeah. Hoof Hearted says Jeff Okudah got burned dynamically. You never knew how or where it was going to happen. I never saw the play. You know what I'm saying? I never saw the moments for Jeff Okudah. Like you can think Jameson Williams a bust or whatever, but you still got on edge when he got the football. You still saw him score touchdowns that were called back on holding calls, taking into rounds 40 yards down the field and stuff like that. Answer 14 says, I think Sue kicked him in the stones once, too. It was great. That's all I want, T-Mac.
You want guys kicking them in the stones?
Aaron Rodgers in particular, yes.
Okay.
But no, I want somebody to stand up and say enough's enough.
When it's time.
When it's
not
time.
Jeopardize and all, but it's not and they will, and it's by committee. You want to see a pack of, lion, so to speak.
No, but and that's where it is. Nova says, it's not a coincidence the newest expansion teams have had such consistent success. They poach great players, but they are working on Daddy's wallet early on, and Bettman knows that it's flawed. He's going back to the NHL dynamic. And you and I discussed this yesterday for the ones that maybe missed the show, the whole Yzerman dynamic and what he walked into, and people don't understand the tear. It's not just about acquisition. It's about tear down.
There was so much asbestos in that place.
Right, and he had to clear that. Chuck Brewer, Neal, how does the 365 days of flannel pay off with him running from Big D Energy?
He's not here anymore. That tells you a lot about the guy.
Yeah. I don't know. Is flannel still on the 365 days of flannel clock? Can we confirm flannel? It wasn't convincing, though. There was like a shrug of the shoulders and all that kind of. Okay. Well, I didn't know. So I didn't know what the story was with it, and I didn't know if he was
that's
maintaining.
The commitment people are saying that JMO has, that they feel the vibe of the commitment to that of Sam Flannel, but it's really there. Sam tells us that. It's just it hasn't been broadcast, so we'll yet to see.
Yeah. Doug Fungus says Aaron Rodgers is going to get killed behind that Jets offensive line. Don't tell Sam Flannel that. He thinks they're going to the Super Bowl. Or no, they're going to lose to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. That's what he thinks. By the way, follow Braylon Edwards on social media. He was out there at Jets camp. He's going to be back today? All right, yeah. I'm sure they'll talk about that. He was out there hanging out with Aaron Rodgers, part of his draft class.
Awesome.
Yeah, he talked about that. He told me about that before privately, that like the draft class guys, like it's kind of a brotherhood and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll chop that up and see. But I do like seeing Aaron Rodgers getting kicked in the stones. There is no question about that. D-Mac, what are you expecting to see from the exhibition game this weekend?
No, I just looking for guys that might be able to fill roles at different times. I think, want to continue to see some guys on the D line. I think you still have questions no matter how much the Aquara brothers play. Can they back up what they did last week? There's still questions. There's tons of questions to be asked, but you just want that to see that, to have that same vibe, right? Like the same engagement, the same way that they were in it for 4 quarters, no matter who it is. And it doesn't matter who it's represented, it's representing that jersey. So
right.
When you come out of there, when we talk next week, it's like, oh, hey, they used him. He got an opportunity to do this. Oh, just see him. Could he help this team win? That's what this game, to me, will represent, are these guys that can just maybe not big moments, but, we talk about jokingly and sometimes begrudgingly Tom Kennedy, but last year you can't say that he didn't have an impact at a certain time, making a couple catches.
Big road plays.
So in order to get to win a division and host a home playoff game, you need guys to step up at different moments. Who will those guys be? Will it be an offensive guy or will it be a defensive guy?
Bob M says, just looked up J-Mo's career stats. He has 1 touchdown, not 4. Stop counting plays that didn't happen. Love J-Mo and want him to succeed, but I want facts. Here's a facts, Bob. He went into the end zone, right? Somebody held. That wasn't his fault. He got in there. Did he not get in there on the 2-point conversion? Yes. Did he not get in there on the end around? The replay showed he did. They didn't replay it, and then they just punched it in from the half-yard line, Bob. That's what happened, Bob. That's the facts. I'm saying facts right there when I have those statements. I can break the tape with you if you want. We can break the tape. Not his fault somebody didn't do their job. Everyone's got a whole lot of criticism for J-Mo not doing his job, right? When somebody else didn't do their job, oh, well, it didn't happen. J-Mo did his part, man. That is a factual statement, Bob. Break the tape. Go watch it. It happened. Take in the full story, Bob. Dynamic moments. Those are there. I'm not just making that up. They happen, bro. So I don't know what else I can say to you, Bob. Those are your facts. Those are your facts. Let me tell you about another fact. Strawberry Fest is going on right now at Big Boy. And you can try the classic breakfast items like the strawberry hotcakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with the refreshing summer splash salad. Don't forget to grab dessert, the Berry Delicious, the OG, the strawberry pie. There's deep-fried vanilla Oreos or a strawberry hot fudge cake. All of that and more. Get to Strawberry Fest at your local Big Boy today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Childhood may be over, but playtime, oh, no, it's not. Look where we're at. But anyways, I'm talking about Outdoor Equipment Company, your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, and parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. Register for DMAC to come out and work for a day. That's Outdoor Equipment Company, your power equipment playground. Vroom, vroom.
Coming on the stretch, Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network live at 5 Iron Golf. We're in downtown Detroit inside the Cambria Hotel. Great host. The people at 5 Iron Golf are all the TrackMan simulators around, full bar, restaurant, people coming down here for lunch and all that stuff. Really, really cool to see people hanging out in downtown Detroit. Let me clean up this chat right here. Steve Wilds, you owe everyone an apology saying he has 4 touchdowns, Neal. Steve, I said he got in the end zone 4 times.
You never said touchdowns.
On purpose, Steve. You owe me an apology.
Yes,
bringing that up.
Come on, Steve.
Your mom's favorite skater. Come on, Neal. Then Michigan won a national championship in 1997. They won a half a national championship. We're into facts, right? They didn't give out 2 national championships. They gave out 1. No, Michigan got a half, and Nebraska got a half. We can break the tape. I saw 2 teams. Go look it up. I'm dealing exclusively in fact. Shad says, don't just look at the stats, guys. Stop being lazy and actually know what you're talking about. Shad, that's my point with it all, too, man. You can't deny that the guys had dynamic moments on the football field.
Dynamic.
You can't. Even the 2-point conversion grab. Dynamic play. And look, too, like, I'll say this. I expect Amon-Ra St. Brown to end up in the Hall of Fame. Right?
Wow. His
trajectory, nobody in the NFL has had their career get off to the start that Amon-Ra St. Brown's career has. I expect him to have a gold jacket. Sewell as well. Do I expect Jamison Williams to have that? Do I have the same expectation? I would stop short of gold jacket stuff because of the role, what he's going to do. He is going to be the kind of guy that impacts a game with 4 to 5 catches because they're chunk plays. The NFL is built on big plays. 5 to 6 a game. Who's going to make them? The team that makes them typically wins.
Absolutely, and you just need that weapon. So we'll worry about that jacket on him later. We're going to see him get out there and be consistent. So, here, like everybody else, just put it on the shelf, and we're going to wait till week 7. Just hope he's ready to go and he can make a positive impact for this team.
Derek Lewis, Neal, the problem is he's only had moments. He's only played 5 games. That's all it's going to be.
People are just impatient. Sometimes this takes guys longer, and in this case, it's going to have to because of the circumstances of injury and suspension that's been thrown at him. It's just facts.
Nova G says apologies 3 times on 16 touches. No, 16 targets. which is an end zone rate that is wild to even comprehend. If you want to get really granular, I know how everyone loves to get granular. You know, get in the end zone 3 times on 16 targets. Spencer Raxter's the one that brought that to my attention, actually. Spenmo, you get in the end zone 3 times every 16 targets. Yep, there you go. So there you have that. Spenmo, the math he did, give him the same amount of targets as Chris Olave, he would have got you 13 touchdowns on it. If we want to get granular and just look at stats. It's more nuanced than that. D-Mac, here's a great question. Since we are downtown, Hugh Jazz, Neal, I think you're confused on the end around playing the Bears at Ford Field. He was down at like the 9-yard line. Rewatch the tape. Yeah, that was the carry he had where he averages 41 yards per carry in the NFL. I was talking about the pass at Green Bay where he actually broke the plane, but they didn't review it, and the Lions punched it on the next play. So there's that one as well. Then the actual touchdown he scored. And then, by the way, there's a touchdown that got called back because of holding. He did his job. Somebody else didn't do theirs. But I know Jameson gets punished for that, so whatever. D-Mac, this question. Since we are downtown and we know the expectations, and you've talked about, today we've talked about where we think the Red Wings will be at the end of the year, which Detroit team is most likely to pass expectations for this season? Not reach them, to pass them.
No, I mean, I think this is an easier question to answer than you think, because the two teams that we have somewhat expectations on, right? There's one team that we have zero, absolute none expectations on that are just, you know, hey, what do we got today? And we just pay attention. They're entertaining, but that's the Tigers. So there's nothing there. Right, the Red Wings, there's some expectations of playoffs, and it's also too with the Lions. So to me, it's definitely the Pistons for sure, and it's the Cade Cunningham. It's seeing these guys healthy, playing together. What is it? 26 or 25 is what Vegas has the over under for wins for them in the season. So I think that if things go well with what they've done, new coach, everything else, This could. They're the ones that by far, because there are no expectations. It's a wait and see. So to me, it would be the Pistons.
And when you look at what Cade Cunningham has done around USA basketball, and it's not just a Pistons beat writer talking about it. It's not someone inside the Pistons organization talking about it. He is out there putting in work. By all accounts, being the best player on the floor at USA basketball team events, D-Mac.
Good.
And I know, right, there's almost becoming, for a guy that I said we all forgot about. I think people have forgotten about Cade Cunningham, that he's here and all that. You know, he only played 9 games last year. For a guy that was forgot about for all intents and purposes, his upcoming season starting to get Lions-type steam. Isn't it, from these reports coming out of USA basketball and their practices and stuff like that? Like, people are really taking the baton and running with the Cade Cunningham hype. Do you get that, You get that feeling too?
Yeah, but I think that more so as people are being, you know, wait and see mentality. I think that it warms our hearts to hear that as Pistons fans, but we want to see the real deal because we haven't seen it in enough time. But it's one of these things that's keep telling me, because if you're getting the national press, then it could be realer. But again, does anybody have expectations on the Pistons? No, because we have to wait and see, right?
I think there's hopes. There's
hopes. But that's not expectations.
Right, that's not expectations.
That's the next step. So the hopes is like, hey, okay, we're hearing all the good things. Let's wait and see. We got other things to focus on. Focus on the Lions. All our energy needs to go there right now. But it sounds good that Cade's got this ship on track the way that we think it will be on track.
Hank says yes, because J-Mo's guaranteed to get 40 yards per carry based off one run, according to Neal. Hank, I'm just doing what you guys tell me. I'm just going by he had 1 catch last year. Well, he had 1 run, too. Got 40 yards. So because that one doesn't fit your narrative, because your narrative is he's a bust, so we throw that one out, but we keep the other one, right, Hank? That's the way it works. I can play this game, too, everybody. I can play the game, too. And by the way, I thought 82% of you said he's not a bust. So 83%. Sorry, Parker. So somebody's lying.
No, they're just louder.
Is that what it is?
The minority's louder.
Jawal says, no, Michigan won the only national title that mattered in 97, the AP poll. I love Michigan fans. Everyone knows the coaches poll gave it to Nebraska because Tom Osborne was retiring. Those are the facts. That would be the definition of an opinion. The only one that matters. Those are the facts. According to you. That's not the way they keep track of it, everybody. I'm sorry to say. People talking about the cost of Brandon Katz's picks.
I know what you can't argue about is who won the Stanley Cup in 97. There was only one team.
No. And I know another thing you can't argue about. The best energy drink in the game.
Yes, as that is Cintron. How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win the $100,000 Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy your Cintron at your local Meijer. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best versions of themselves. The website is drinkcintron.com/Vegas. That website again, drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Neal Ruhl here for Swiss Insurance. Are you planning or sponsoring a golf outing this year? Ask Swiss Insurance about hole-in-one putting contest $1 million shootout coverage for a very affordable amount. You can give away a huge prize like $10,000 or a new car. Help build your business with big ideas. Check out Swiss today. That's SwissINS.com. Again, SwissINS.com. Or call Mark 248-800-4177. Again, 248-800-4177. That is Swiss Insurance. Final segment of the show. We're about to jump on these simulators and show everybody how it's done properly. But yeah, looking forward to having some good times here at 5 Iron Golf. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. We have Parker. Sam Flannel has stepped in. Where did BMG go? Where'd he go?
He disappeared. I don't know.
He's not. You're not allowed to. On E&E, you're not allowed to go. JB Smoove, do they let you go to the bathroom on E&E? My guess is no. When the show is over, you can go to the bathroom. Just like you can't look them in the eye, right?
Yeah, did you hear them earlier?
There you go.
That's
stunning to me.
I'll be sure to take a shower beforehand.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, tomorrow we'll be live. We're at Links and Novi, right? The Darren McCarty golf outing.
Grind Time family golf outing. Look forward to everybody tomorrow. Woodward Sports family will be out there broadcasting and stuff. So it's going to be a beautiful day. Look forward to seeing everybody out there. It's one of my favorite events because this is the 5th year of it. Obviously. Proceeds to our Operation Valhalla, which goes to former military people that need help immediately right now. Was done in the honor of our friend Dan O'Connor, Sergeant Dan O'Connor, who had been to the first golf outing and stuff, and we really hit it off. But he unfortunately passed away, so. It's just like we were talking about at the beginning of the show, people you come across that, really need help, their families and stuff like that to be a part of it. So to me, I love it because I don't have to play. But I get to sit there and talk to everybody, and we can go over, different things. So whether it's your first time or you've been there supporting or been supporting other things, it's just somewhere where I can say thank you to everybody and look forward to it. It's going to be a great day.
No, absolutely. We'll be out there broadcasting live all day. Boy, the Woodward Sports crew, man, they're out there hustling, setting up all the remotes and everything like that. Appreciate the work that those guys do for sure.
It'll be interesting to see what time the morning word gets on air tomorrow. So.
Yeah. So again, all the shows will be out there. You never know who you're going to run into at Darren McCarty's golf outing.
Absolutely. I'm guessed just to be determined, but some pretty influential people, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Big Mike Gentry.
Well, BMG.
Big Mike Gentry will
probably
be out
on the course. That's what he did. He probably went in the back. He's hitting on another bay right now. He couldn't wait. He's so stoked.
He probably wants to just be away from view because he knows it's a pressure cooker be over here and doing it. Dirty Dr. D, probably like 8:23 tomorrow in the morning. But they had issues in the morning, huh? The people remember, Lucas. That's what I'm saying. Hoofhearted wants to know, Neal, can you fix Sam's golf swing on air because damn. No, I'm not. I can't turn water into wine. I can't part the seas, and I can't fix Sam's golf swing. He's gonna have to make it a way to do that. But yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody out there as well. When Dan Wood wants to know, when's the caterer arrive for E&E?
Probably sometime soon.
Probably like 101.
There'll be a full spread.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Move a speaker.
I'm sure that it will. Jay Single says, mark my words, Chase Cota will dominate on Saturday and end up making the team. Chase Cota, Sam Flannel, that's going to be the new one.
Neal, you want to know what's funny?
What's that?
When you mentioned the food, Maz did ask if there was going to be food.
Of course he did. Of course he did. He always asks if there's going to be food, doesn't he?
I can't answer that truthfully.
There will be for them, right? Lucas, right here, right now, you guys going to have food for Ermanni and Edwards? You would say yes? Okay. Preparing their food right now. Okay. Just want to bring everybody behind the curtain. You know, that's it. No, we'll be there out tomorrow. I'm not. No, no one's eliminating the morning show, partially because I don't want to go from 9 to 1. So that's all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Darren McCarty's golf outing. We're live at 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit. Get here inside the Cambria Hotel. Great setup. Ermanni Edwards coming up 2 to 4. For D-Mac, for Parker, Sam Flannel, Big Mike Gentry, Lucas, everybody here that set everything up, Brady, everybody as well. Appreciate you all. Well, see you later.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.